Today's video is looking at why India withdrew from the FIFA World Cup and what actually happened when they did so. So just to introduce this video, India were not the only nation to withdraw from the FIFA World Cup. In fact, 15 nations in total had decided to withdraw from the World Cup itself. That is not including the nations behind the Iron Curtain who refused to participate before the tournament even began, or qualification for that matter. And then of course, the former Axis powers, Germany and Japan, were also not allowed to be involved in the 1950 FIFA World Cup as a result of World War II. India was a relatively new nation, having only gotten its independence in 1948. They qualified for the 1948 Olympic Games and played their first ever match against France in a narrow 2-1 defeat where they held on for 1-1 for most of the game. India decided that they would not qualify for the FIFA World Cup, according to many, because they were not allowed to play barefoot as they had done in the 1948 Olympic Games. While it is true that FIFA did not allow players to play barefoot, it is not entirely true as to why India withdrew from the World Cup. For starters, the flight from Brazil to India is going to be a long, painful journey, and the Indian FA believed that they couldn't afford it. The AIFF decided then that they would focus more on the 1952 Olympic Games. As a result, India had missed out on a great opportunity to qualify for the FIFA World Cup without playing a single match, as the other three teams in the group, Myanmar, or Burma as they were called back then, the Philippines and Indonesia, had all withdrawn before qualifying had even begun. India would not enter another World Cup until 1986, as they had withdrawn or refused to enter between those periods. As a result of focusing on the 1952 Olympics, India would go on to play against Yugoslavia. Unfortunately for them, their efforts had proven in vain, as they had their worst ever match in their history of soccer. They lost to Yugoslavia in the first round of the Olympics, proving that it was pointless for them to have even withdrawn in the first place. As a result of India and other nations, such as the 14 others that I mentioned at the start of the video, had refused to enter the World Cup or withdrawn in the process, FIFA had to play with only 13 out of the original 16 teams that they had hoped. Uruguay would go on to beat Brazil 2-1 in the final, or as it was dubbed the final. In actual fact, it was a group stage which just happened to have Uruguay and Brazil in the final match, who were the top two teams in the group. As for India, they did get 4th place in the 1956 Olympics. However, they would never get another chance to qualify for the World Cup unless they can do so in this 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification. So in conclusion, it is false that India refused to play in the World Cup because they were not allowed to go barefoot. Although it was true that FIFA had told India that they weren't allowed, it was still possible that India could have gone to the World Cup in 1950 wearing boots. It wouldn't have been a problem, but the AIFF believed that they couldn't do it as they wanted to focus on the 1952 FIFA World Cup. I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment what videos you want me to do next. See you next time. Good luck.